Okay, Dr. Johnson, can you tell me a little bit about how you view continuous improvement?
Well, just meeting with my principal and getting her feedback on the next direction we need to go. I look at it as terms of setting our goals and how we're going to execute our particular plan. Who's going to be involved, like the key stakeholders, whether they're facilitators, teacher leaders, or within our parents in general. I also look at the checkpoints along the way, like at what particular time throughout the year do I need to check the status of our school improvement plan, and then also how we're going to progress monitor that information to make sure that all students are achieving at a high rate and our staff is executing at a high rate.
So, in thinking about kind of those steps that you just walked through, can you tell me a little bit about the decision to use the NC Star indicators as a part of your PDP?
Well, it was very interesting. Probably a few months ago, we met with our learning community superintendent in Denise Watts, who's a great community superintendent. Well, she charged us to kind of discover and create our problem of practice. What's the problem of practice that you have at your particular school? Well, looking over the years and looking at our data, literacy has been pretty much an issue here at our school. So I wanted to take the lead in terms of working with our literacy facilitators and kind of reshuffling and kind of reorganizing the way we do things in terms of planning and execution in the classroom. So what I did was I took the information from the indicators, which was standard alignment, and I wanted to create a system and put it in place here at Wesley Hills Academy where our instructional coaches and myself can enhance the classroom performance, but we have to loop around and come back to the actual planning and making sure that those instructional tasks are standard aligned. And that's kind of like the biggest thing that that Ms. Watts looks for, our standard alignment. So I want to make sure that my professional development, which is going to hold me accountable, matches what our school vision and mission is, and also our school improvement plan would be. So that's what I did. So I just took the initiative, working with my principal, told my principal I would take on this task. I want to take on this task, and working with great folks like Xavier Bailey, who's helped out, and then also just working with our literacy district contact person to making sure that we had everything in place for that.
So, how do you see the indicators and that research of the wise ways really driving your work and your performance?
Okay, so in the just looking at the wise ways is the research that pretty much help drives why do we want to do this. We just don't want to be setting goals just to be setting goals, doing work just to be doing work. There has to be a purpose to it. So the research from the wise ways helped drive the force in terms of what the plan was going to look like. So being that I had to progress monitor my PDP every so often, I tied that into the time frame of how that's going to look for our school improvement plan, and using the indicators and IndoStar to help drive that, working along with the school leadership team as well as the instructional facilitators to make sure that, hey, the goals that we set for the school improvement plan, there are checkpoints along the way that we have to meet those particular deadlines. And how's that going to look? Who's going to be involved? Who will I report to? And if it's not working, what do we need to do in order to revamp our plan?
Awesome. Well, Dr. Johnson, I really appreciate you talking through just that process for you in terms of continuous improvement and how it led you to think about your problem of practice and then incorporating that research into your work. Is there anything else that you would say, I guess, in support of how vital it could be to someone's work to think about how using those indicators really can help make shifts in your practice?
Okay, being that we're all administrators in this field, one thing you have to do is be aggressive in what you want to do. All right. Sometimes we take a step back and grab several different projects, but you have to grab a project that means a lot to you. This project we're working with, the indicators and tying into my plan means a lot to me because I put a lot of work into it. So you have to be married to your indicators, have to be married to your professional development goals. So, and vice versa, because you just can't say, well, I want these to be my goals for the school improvement plan and don't have it tied to your professional development plan, that is kind of like the key that helps drive the driving force for me in order to accomplish what I want to do in terms of those tasks.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Dr. Johnson.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.